There you are. Splendid. Hello, darlings, and a very warm, wibbly wobbly, willy waveling, gobble monster, hey pooing welcome to Saturday Night Live. Yes, it's 11:30. It's Saturday, and that can mean only one thing. Actually, no, it can't. That could mean many, many things. But one of the many things that it could possibly, but not always mean, and please do read the fine print, and investments can go down as well as up, and so on and so on and so on. But yeah, one of the things it means is that you and I, my lovelies, we spend a little bit of time together and we say goodbye to Friday and we welcome, no, we don't, you twat. Friday was yesterday. You didn't do one. Pull yourself together. For God's sake. You're only about 40 seconds into it and you've already made a catastrophic balls up of it. Come on now. I expect better of you, and so do they. All right, steady on. We say bugger off Saturday and we welcome in Sunday, don't we, darlings? And then we go to bed if we're in this sort of time zone. Fucking hell, it gets complicated, doesn't it? Well, look, some of us go to bed with a nice warm feeling, knowing that it'll be Sunday tomorrow and we'll have a lie in, possibly a bit of Sunday morning slap and tickle, maybe a nice bacon sandwich, and then a fabulous Sunday roast. Or we'll be going out for the day, or it'll be another day of abject misery, I suppose. And yes, I know that some of you who live in different time zones, different parts of the world, I mean, it's almost Christmas in Australia. You asked the M11. Yeah, some of you, you'll already have had last night. You'll have watched this 12 hours ago. And at this exact moment, 12 hours after watching this, I don't know how that works. It's actually tomorrow morning already for you. And you're already looking forward to Sunday or Friday, depending on whether you're ahead or behind. Look, should we just operate in UK time? Let's stick to UK times, darlings, because otherwise it gets insanely complicated, and it's rather too late at night for all of that shenanigans. Now, I've got lots and lots and lots to catch you all up on, because what a day is. Oh. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you today, sir?
I'm most awfully well. Well, I'm reasonable. Well, I'm okay. How are you?
That's good. Very well, thank you, sir.
Excellent.
I was a bit concerned about you yesterday, but nice to see you back. If you could pick a day, Sunday or Monday when you met the M11, which day would you pick if you go back in time?
Oh, would I pick last Sunday or last Monday?
Yes, which day?
Oh, Monday, obviously. Wales, home, my home country.
Splendid. It was a splendid day as well, wasn't it, sir?
It was what, sorry?
What a splendid day it was, sir.
It was a fantastic day. Fantastic day. One for the old memory banks.
Got to say, you are a wanker.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, take care, sir. Have a splendid evening doing this live stream.
You too. Nice to talk to you.
All right, cheers, sir. Bye-bye.
Catch you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, I've got oodles. And that, of course, was Mr. Stephen Paddy from Port Sunlight in the Whittle, the Leisure Peninsula. Ooh. Is it in? Right, yes, I've got oodles to catch you up on, darlings, because what a day it's been here at Windy Bottom. It has been a day that has revolved around fridge freezers, and the excitement is, well, the excitement and fear and jeopardy is it's verging on, well, it's verging on a level that I can't adequately display to you by the medium of speech. Okay, so two things happened, darlings. Now, one thing actually happened last night, but it was like last night this morning, if that makes sense. It was after midnight. So technically, and I'm unanimous in this, and I'll take no arguments, technically it counts as today. And what happened is the light went on my main fridge freezer. You know, the interior light? Yeah, it stopped working, it ceased to function. Um, it it fell off the perch. Um, so that was the one thing, and that's a little bit disappointing, I suppose, because how long are they supposed to last? I'm trying to think how long I've had this. Of course, I bought this together with Chinese Madam, and I think we bought it the day after she moved in, but it was like a week or two before it was delivered. Um, I wanted to pay the extra whatever it was so that it was delivered the next day. And she called me all of the idiots under the sun for wasting money and said, we'll make do perfectly well. There's no need for it. I just wanted to get it early because, um, as I told you before, her entire luggage allowance coming back from China, business class, her entire luggage allowance was food. And I only had my little wine fridge and curry freezer. And I was trying to figure out how the bloody hell I'm going to fit all of this stuff that needs refrigerating and freezing. So clearly we needed to buy a fridge freezer. And I thought it made sense to get it the next day, given that there's 4 large suitcases full of food. But no, she thought I was a complete idiot. So yeah. So well, anyway, the light went in it, and God knows when I'm going to get one of these. So look, it's one of these modern types, and it gives a very clear, bright light, which I've grown accustomed to. And now it's not there. Well, quite honestly, I miss it. I won't lie to you. Why should I lie to you? I won't lie to you. And don't lie to me. Let's just be honest with each other. All right? If I'm too small and it doesn't, no, don't go there. Don't go there with the nice people. They don't want to hear that sort of filth. It's not a bedtime story, honestly. Um, yeah, so it's gone. Now, the next thing was I decided that today would be the day. It's long overdue, quite frankly. I've put it off and put it off. Procrastination is indeed the thief of time. But it was well after time that I defrosted the wine fridge and curry freezer. The icing up. I mean, it had become almost impenetrable, darlings. Impenetrable. I didn't think I was going to get that word out, and I didn't get it out perfectly, but I made a pretty bloody good effort. You can't deny it. So yeah, so it's defrosting. It's been defrosting all day, and it's going to defrost even more overnight. So while it was defrosting, and also, and this is where it gets complicated. So do try and keep up. Uh, Now, my curry fridge and curry freezer and wine fridge is all plumbed in underneath there, along with electrically plumbed in, along with all of the doings for this, that, and you over there. It's all plumbed in the corner of that cupboard over there. Oh, yeah, I did that quite cleverly. Quite James cleverly. Oh, the election's going well, isn't it? And so I need to leave the door open for it to defrost, but that meant the light was going to be on. And I thought, well, I don't want that bulb going as well. I don't want 2 dark fridges. That would be no good at all. But I don't want to turn the plumbing off because then I've got no power for you, for this, for that. So, and then of course I had the bright idea that take the bulb out of that while it's not being used, put it in there. And that was where I discovered the disparity between the 2 bulbs. The bulb in my wine fridge, which is a very old, God knows how old it is. I bought it. When did I buy it? I bought it. Well, I bought it after the divorce when I moved into Farcorf. Because Farcorf didn't. The reason I bought that, in case you're wondering, is that Farcorf didn't have room for a full-size fridge freezer, only an under-counter one. So I bought that one. And I bought it second-hand off Facebook Marketplace. When I moved into Farcorf, post-divorce, skint, everything I bought was second-hand Facebook Marketplace, or was gifted to me by friends or then work colleagues. I need a drink. I've not had a drink all night. Do excuse me. Oh, you're very good health. Sorry, how rude of me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh shit, that was a good one. Oh, it's still going. That was a good one. Talk through it. Talk through it. Talk through it. Oh God, that was the best yet, I think. Oh, oh God, that was fabulous. Oh, oh, that was fabulous. Sorry, I'm going to need a puff after that. I'm going to need a post-coital puff. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, it's still going. Oh dear. Oh, still doing it. Still doing it. Oh my God, I'm all shivery and shuddery. That was amazing. That was amazing. I've got no idea why this has started happening every now and then, darlings, but thank you, FSM. Oh God. I mean, all right, you're giving me a fair bit of shit, but this kind of goes some way towards making up for it. Oh, dear me. Dear me. So anyway, yeah, so so I bought the little under counter thing. It must be 8 or 9 years ago. And God only knows how old it was then, because obviously it was secondhand. And so the light that that's got in it is a good old fashioned, proper, dim old light bulb, the old school style. And it looks, so I've got it in here now, but I don't know if you can see. The camera's not really picking it up, but this just doesn't look right. So I'm used to having this super white bright thing. So I'm going to have to try and find one of these somewhere, if possible. I suppose looking online is going to be the best bet. And I'm dreading to see how they don't look cheap, but there we are. So that is my fridge freezer news for you, darlings. And, you're welcome. So tomorrow I will have a beautifully defrosted wine fridge and cuddy freezer. They're a bit empty, to be honest. That's why I figured it made sense to defrost them at this point. They're a bit empty. That's a bit empty. Oh, and when I moved here, by the way, um, again, there wasn't room for a full size fridge freezer. Not really, not as part of the kitchen thing. So I just carried on using that as the under counter. There was space for that. It fits under here. And, on my own, I didn't need anything bigger. It's only when Chinese Madam moved in that I bought this and codged together. There isn't a PowerPoint for it. I had to wire a cable and it goes all the way, it goes all the way over there, right over to the corner. But there we are. So there we are. But yeah, so tomorrow that will all be beautifully defrosted and clean and performing functionally again. And I'm going to have to try and find one of these for that one, and then we'll be back to normal. No, then it's time I said hello to you, isn't it? You beautiful people. You people who have so kindly given your time to be with me this evening. And I'm very grateful to you all because I do love you all, and I've missed you. It feels like ages since I've spoken to you, and I've missed you madly. And I just want to come around each of you and give you a massive, massive hug and just squeeze you until you burp. Ah, Such a top of the range bunch of chums you really are. Now, first cab off the rank tonight was the lovely Peter P, who said a very good evening, Boaty and all. Hope the ghosts behave tonight. Right, we did have one ghostly incident while Emma was here. Either she or I did something to annoy them, and they smashed all of the light fittings in the front room, made a right mess all over the place. I still haven't fully cleaned it up. I've picked up all the bigger bits, but I haven't run the Hoover over it. I've done sod all this week, darlings. Absolutely sod all. I've only started on the washing up this lunchtime. Bloody hell, I've been a right slovenly mare, I have. What's that noise? Well, we'll try not to worry about that, shall we? The lovely Sarah Parsons is here. Good evening, Emma and Jason. And Sarah, Sarah was the lovely person who found that potential job for me, the old Meals on Wheels, which I really do fancy. Um, it might not logistically work out depending on the exact hours because it's a bit far away. It's in Ripley where the restaurant is, but I love the idea of it. So I'm also trying to find if they need anybody more locally to me because I really love the idea of that job. Don't know why I hadn't thought of it, but I would love to do that. Barry is here, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Hello all, how are we? Rambo and Terminator marathon on the film channel today. Thoroughly enjoying it. Good for you. Jimmy the Mighty Quinn is here. Hi, Boaty and all. Carl is here. World of True Crime. Good evening, all. And Barry has burst into song. Come on without, come on within. You won't see nothing like Jimmy Quinn. We might see something like Jimmy Quinn if we can persuade him to come along to this great Yarmouth Day that the M11 and I are planning, and hopefully others of you will come as well if you're within striking distance. Barry Scrotter is here. Simone is here, the lovely Simone. Steve KG. Good evening, all. Long time no see. Oh, great to have you back. Hello and good evening, all, says Matron, who was my warm-up act tonight. Or either that or I'm the one who comes on after the really good act because nobody wants to go home just yet and they'll watch any old shit. Because, of course, Matron was live streaming tonight on Twitch, which is a thing, apparently. I don't know very much about it. Peter P is asking Matron how my pottering lube compares to mustard. Oh, Karen is here and says hello. Hello, Karen. That's Barry's Karen. That Mrs. That guy from SETI Alpha 5. You know, the one with the scary weapon. Yeah, well, more than one scary weapon. God, there's a thing in it. And presumably this is Karen who says, hello all, it's a pleasure to be here with you. The pleasure is ours, Karen. It's a joy to have you with us, you slightly terrifying, exotic, international figure of, well, I don't know. I mean, you're the closest any of us are going to get to meeting James Bond, really, aren't you? I'm wondering, says Barry Scrotter, if I should have a good listen to the beautiful Saz later. Well, why not? Hello, Mr. Boaty, says Simone, and hello to you. Good evening, Mr. Boaty, says Steve KG. Hello to you. Trisha is here, the lovely Trisha. Good evening, Jason, and all in chat. Simone is currently downloading some bargains before the What the sodding hell was that? Did you hear that? What the bloody hell was that? Christ above. Oh. Oh. It was the it was the last bit of ice coming out. You'd think it would have come out of the freezer, but no, this is out of the fridge. There's a leak in a thing, and stuff escapes, and it all builds up into ice at the back of the fridge. Oh, does that mean it's? Hang on. Let me just get my torch. Maybe if that's nice and clear now, it can go on tonight rather than wait until tomorrow. Oh, not quite clear yet. There's a bit down at the bottom. Oh. No, the bit at the bottom has come off by hand as well. Oh, one bit more. Oh. Oh, well, I tell you what, I think that can go on tonight then, can't it? That can go on tonight. No need to wait until tomorrow. Or shall I let it completely dry overnight? Oh, I'll decide that in a minute. Where did I get to? Oh, Simone was downloading some bargains, wasn't she? And the lovely Trisha had announced her presence. I need to wash the car and take the kiddies to the park, says Boaty Scratter, open brackets, Sunday, close brackets. But that is, of course, a Beautiful South lyric. Is it Beautiful South or House Martins? No, Beautiful South, isn't it? You gotta wash the car, take the kiddies to the park. Don't marry her, fuck me. Yeah, that's the one. I remember it well. Oh, Stratuspherian is here and says good evening. Jolly good evening to you, Strat. F1 is on tomorrow, so that's my morning sorted. The race starts at 8 a.m. here. Yep. The F1 is indeed on. Yeah. I hope it's a decent race tomorrow. It looks like it could just be, well, I was going to say a Red Bull runaway, but it's not, is it? Because Checo is nowhere near. People say it doesn't matter who's driving it; it's all about the car, but it clearly bloody isn't, because Max is clearly driving beyond the car, isn't he? Either that or Checo is just massively underperforming. Hopefully, we know the way the sprint went. We know the way the qualifying went. Hopefully, Lando's got a bit of pace. Hopefully, the Mercs pick up a bit of race pace. But I'll be watching it. Well, no, I won't. That's a lie. I won't be watching it at all. I don't have the means to watch it, but I will be listening to it on BBC 5 Live. That's where I get my F1 these days. On the old BBC. No license fee required. Thank you very much. Marvellous. Is everyone having a good weekend so far, asked Steve KG? I hope they are. Bugger, I'm working tomorrow, says Simone. I'll have to wait to watch the F1. Boaty, says Buddy Scrotter. I read half a book at work last night. Random Buddy Scrotter fact generator. Yeah, what book? I'd like to know that as well, Steve KG. Is it in? Lol, my fave so far, says Matron. Yes, I thought you might like that one. And the book that Barry Scratter read half of is called Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. the writer of Five People You Meet in Heaven, which is a very good book. Greetings, the Honourable Boaty and Chum, says Alan Simpson. And if I'm not mistaken, the lovely Alan Simpson left a comment which I think deserves to be read out because I particularly enjoyed it. Let me try and find it. I love a lot of your comments, and I'm going to start reading more of them out on the lives or in the videos or whatnot, because some of them are absolutely brilliant. You are rubbing off on me. No, not like that. Today, I journeyed to Fraserburgh for a wimpy, and I passed many tractors and yelled, "Tractor!" at all of them, and then got unreasonably excited when I even saw a gobble monster and hay poos. Now, I love that. I love that. I love the idea that I'm not on my own with this insanity, and I love the idea that as a community, we have our little shared sillinesses that wouldn't mean anything. Oh, and thank you again for the. I'm loving this. I'm loving my wine coaster. I love the fact that it goes so well with the kitchen. I'm loving my candle too. The M11's missing in action, isn't she? Now, the M11 was out filming. She was in Disinterested Car Girl Guys today, and she was out in Great Yarmouth, being very disinterested around some cars. Although, and here's a bit of outrageous. I can only apologise. Here's a bit of insider info. She was less disinterested in some soft top cars, and she thinks that having had the day in Mingebag, she might be developing a bit of a thing, a bit of an interest in convertible cars. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? That's what I say. I'm pleased that's finally defrosted itself. In fact, I'm going to give it 5 minutes and then I'm going to turn it on and get it all running and stuff in it before I go to bed. Anyway, we've said hello to Alan Simpson, haven't we? Oh, bloody hell, 500 quid. Dear me. Oh, Neil is here. Neil, the lovely Neil. Hello all. How are you on this fine night? How are you, mate? I love reading, says Barry, but don't usually get the time. Pound shops do the lamps, but look online and you'll probably find one on eBay or Amazon. Thank you, matron. It's getting to one of those shops. It's getting to one of those shops that's the issue for me, because to get anywhere from here is a bit of a trek, which is why I tend to shop when I'm at work, because I'm there anyway. If I want to go to somewhere like that, then it has to be a special journey, and it's quite a way, and it takes time and money. Barry, says Karen, found an old IndyCar channel that shows the classic 80s and 90s races with Andretti, Fittipaldi, etc. It's great. He says there's also a channel called Turbos and Tantrums that's all classic F1. Oh, God, I'd love that. See, that's why I couldn't have a television. I'd sit and watch that for hours and hours on end. Wouldn't get anything done. Oh, and Karen goes on to say, I've hijacked this while Barry watches movies, but he is here. Oh, dear. I sellotape the light activation thing down if I need to leave the door open, says matron. Well, and that was what I did the time before, but I don't have any sellotape currently. So it wasn't a lot. And I thought, why not just take the bulb out and use the bulb in there? Seemed a more sensible thing to do all round. Ah, da, da, da. Oh, this is good. Barry and Neil are having a chat, and Barry says, Neil, I've had a good week. Stopped bothering with a few people at work, and I feel pretty good. Father in law goes in Wednesday to decide if chemo will work. Oh dear, doubtful apparently. And Mrs. Scrotter is coping well. Oh, God, I didn't realise that was what you were dealing with, mate. Oh, yeah, that's going to be tough. But, hope that the old hope you're keeping your head above water. That's the sometimes that's the best that you can hope for, isn't it? Just to get through in any way you can, and as the M11 says, this too shall pass. God knows I know all about that at the moment. I wonder, says Pete P. I wonder if that chap is still trying to sell his fridge when he went to look at that 600. God, I'd forgotten about that. I'd forgotten about that. That was so funny. What a disastrous day that was. What a disastrous day. That day tells you everything about why Mustard and I are totally unsuccessful. We're going to be doing a video about that on Monday. We're going to do a video where we're going to be very honest, walk around the cars and whatnot, and we're going to be very honest and admit how totally useless we are at virtually everything. We're going to tell you totally truthfully how much the cars owe, and see if we can begin to get ourselves out of this mess. Because we're both right up the creek without a what's it. At least he's still got YouTube though. That's ironic, isn't it? We're going to make a film about how disastrous we are, and how it's all gone tits up and all of that sort of thing, and just being really honest about what the cars owe and all of that. The ironic thing is that will probably do good numbers, and he'll probably make quite a few quid from it, and I won't get a bleeding penny because I'm not monetized. Oh, that's such a load of work for you, isn't it? But it's been a fortnight since I've seen Mustard, so I'm looking forward to my yard day. I am looking forward to my yard day. Haven't decided what car to go in yet. Haven't even looked at the weather to see what the weather's doing. Boaty loves a puff. He's 97% gay. Oh dear. Spot on, B2P, says Barry. I see the FSM was trying to look after Boaty on that day. 97% woofter, as my hubby would say, says Karen. Woofter, woolly woofter. You probably can't say that anymore, can you? Oh, right. Apparently I might have a shock when I get to the yard on Monday. Oh, maybe Mustard sold up and moved. Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the Wirral, which is, of course, the Leisure Peninsula. Turnover. Says Home Bargains may have a light for the old fridge freezer. Not a bad shout, actually. And if I go the awful way, I can go past the Home Bargains on the way to the yard. Although that's horrible. That means going through Glossop, and it means not going over the beautiful Monk's Road and whatnot, So, sod that. I might have a look on Amazon. Although, a trip to Home Bargains probably wouldn't hurt, actually. Maybe I could do it on Tuesday. If I've got a bit of money for petrol, maybe I could do it on Tuesday, because also I'm down to my last packet of scampi fries, and that's probably going to be deployed on Monday night. And Home Bargains is the place to get your scampi fries, isn't it? But yeah, that's a good point. I've bought bulbs from Home Bargains before, and they are cheap, and they do have a good range of the modern ones. So yeah, might have a look at that. Ah, Boaty, I couldn't live there, mate. Fair play to you, says Steve KG. Oh, we're talking about the ghosts, I think. Steve, ghosts don't really bother me, says Barry. Um, they don't bother me. I mean, they literally don't bother me. I've told you the stories a million times before, but it's very unusual these days for there to be any sort of paranormal activity. We live quite peaceably together. Um, do you know what? Do you know what it is? And I feel sorry about this. Um, what I think it is, given the history of the place and the history of the ghosts, I think what it is that when somebody new comes in or somebody strange, I think they panic. I don't think they're malicious or malevolent. They've got no reason to be, really. I think they're just frightened. And when somebody comes in that they don't know, I think they panic because, the reason that they died is because somebody came in that they didn't know. And so I think that's probably what it's down to. Um, and because they were asking at work, when I told them about the light fitting, they were asking about Chinese Madam. And I made a joke and said, oh, they would have been too frightened of Chinese Madam. Because, if you had any sense, everybody was frightened of Chinese Madam. But I think that once you've been here a while and they understand that you're not a threat, they settle down because, to be honest, when Chinese Madam moved in, everything was so like chaotic and different. I wouldn't have noticed what they did, and I wouldn't have known if it was them or if it was Hui. God, yeah, I always call her Chinese Madam. Her name is Hui. So I wouldn't have known if it was them or Hui or whatever. But in the long term that she was here, there was no great problem. So I think it's just. Yeah, I think it's just somebody comes in that they don't know, and I think they just panic and maybe try and do something to frighten them away. And that's what they were probably doing with me. Um, and things just settle down. So it's very unusual. And if you do visit me, you've got nothing to worry about. I mean, they would they've certainly never done anything to cause any actual harm or anything like that. And I genuinely think that they just panic. They're a bit frightened. And, you know, that just means that you've got to have sympathy for them, haven't you? I thought we had a poltergeist the other week, says Karen. Barry, being him, told it to fuck off. Meals on Wheels. Granny sex, anyone? Says Barry Scrotter. Sorry, Mr. Boaty, just saying what came to mind. Oh dear. Oh, and apparently it did, as we've had no more trouble. Ah, here she is, the M11. Although she's here as disinterested cargo. Hello, everybody. Exhausted Emma here. I'm stuck with insomnia and anxiety this week, and it won't go away. Less than an hour's sleep last night. That's it, darlings. Come and spend a couple of days with me, and the trauma will be so great you won't sleep for a month. Excuse me. Ah, Batman and Ruben is here. Evening all. And thank you for joining us and M11, of course. Let's all welcome the M11, the poor insomnia, anxiety ridden. Ah, I apologize for. There you are. So remember, when channel memberships hopefully resume, do become a channel member, because one of the perks is that you get to come and stay here in my guest cupboard. And you too will be traumatized and shocked and disgusted, and you too can have a whole month with no sleep. Oh, yes. All for a very reasonable $4.99 a month. Oh, dear. Who are you going to call? Not the Ghostbusters. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Hi, Emma. Not sleeping is awful. I got 4 hours last night, says Trisha. Oh, Steve KG gets his taxi license within the next week. He can then get out earning and have 9 months to pass the Hackney carriage test for the badge. Ah, brilliant. The M11 was in Great Yarmouth today, and I must warn you, Boaty, it's a completely different world to Llandudno. Is it like better or worse? As you've warned me, I'm guessing it's worse. Oh, it's not like Skegness, is it? Skegness was like, well, it was like a worse version of what I've always imagined hell would be like. Skegness was awful. Oh, I went there with Boo. Her sister lives there. Boo used to go there for a week on holiday. God almighty. I'd rather go to a concentration camp for a week. I don't have a terrifying weapon, says Karen. Barry treated himself to a Ruger revolver last week. Now that's scary. Blimey, I might have to Google that. I have 2 cap guns, says Steve KJ. Oh, and they also have an M4 rifle behind the chair in the bedroom. Christ almighty. God above. Let's let's not go round to Barry and Karen, shall we not? Dear God. Be like moving in with the A team, wouldn't it? Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely wine. Lovely. Oh, that was the leftover wine from last night. This wine is in the freezer because this is tonight's wine. I was completely out of wine and had to buy a bottle tonight, which is of course warm, so it's in the freezer there to cool. I've not got my normal wine cooling facility with this being out of action. I'm going to turn that on in a minute. I must say the hair's looking great tonight, Boaty, says Matron. It's doing my head in. I can't wait to shave it all off. But thank you. I thought Ripley was the nearest town to you, says Sarah. I've sent you some jobs in Chesterfield today. No, Ripley's quite a distance. Chesterfield is the closest town to me. But thank you. Oh, and well done on the lyrics for the beautiful South. Thank you, Barry. The military sells off surplus weapons all the time. You can pick up weapons for a couple of $100. Blimey. Oh, the M11 got sunburned today again. Batman Ruben has got carpet to fit tomorrow. Stratospherian put a relatively large tub of lukewarm water in the bottom of both the fridge and the freezer and closed the door. Then the defrost is done in an hour. I wrap food and frost in plastic and cover with and then it disappeared. Does that work? Putting a tub of water in there? I've never heard that one before. Carpet fit? You need measuring man, says Peter P. Oh, measuring man. Poor old Allegro, man. He still won't understand what the hell went on in that caravan, will he? Speaking of pottering, says Alan Simpson, I sold 3 cars to a Mr. and Mrs. Podger in my happy car sales days. I always remember them fondly when a pottering reverence is made. And Steve KG is just having a laugh at Mr. and Mrs. Podger, and I love that. If I was going to change my name, that's what I'd change it to. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Podger. That's brilliant, isn't it? That is brilliant. Oh, I so hope that's true. Are they still alive? We should get them on a live stream, or we should go and have lunch with them. We should all go and meet up with Mr. and Mrs. Podger. Where do they live? Are they anywhere close? I would genuinely go round and knock on their door and just say, just say, look, this is going to sound really odd. I'd love to meet Mr. and Mrs. Podger. Oh dear. The M11 says, on the bus to Yarmouth today with a little lemon, I saw the tractor, and your tractor went through my brain. If I see cows or sheep, I moo or bleat at them, says Simone. I wave at sheep, apparently, says Emma. Yeah, well, you did. We've got it on video. If I see another rover, my leg gets wet, says Steve KG. Barry says people in Norfolk mostly have webbed feet and hands. I just slapped him. Good, well done. Yes, says Emma in capital letters, so she means it. I say on my video today I've developed a love of open-top cars. In fact, I was even telling the car owners, what has happened to me? Well, yeah, we'll find out. We will watch your videos and we will find out. It's an ongoing story, isn't it? To be honest, on Monday, I kind of fell in love with open top cars again. I'd forgotten just how amazing they are. And honestly, it was, it made the day just better, so much better. It meant that the journey was, even the journey home, which is normally the worst bit, was just a fantastic part of the day. Honestly, you haven't lived until you've driven down beautiful Peak District roads on a summer's night with the roof down, and few better cars to do it in than an MGTF. So, and at this point, I should remind you, Minge Bag is available for sale. In fact, everything I own is available for sale. Even some things that I don't own are available for sale. I will literally sell anything right at this moment in time. Oh dear. Having said that, when he took me to Skegness, says Karen, it seems like the locals there have them. Oh, Skegness is a dreadful place. Don't ever go there. And, slap him again for taking you to Skegness, quite honestly. Neil says, get on a motorbike, Emma. Way better than a convertible. Well, don't, number one, because you will probably die. And two, it's not way better than a convertible. People ride motorbikes because they like dressing up in leather and looking at men's bottoms. And that's the only reason that they do it. If you think that the way to enjoy a beautiful summer's day is to dress up in full leather like you go into a weird BDSM party, then, you go for it. But honestly, in a convertible car, you can wear shorts, a t-shirt, get in, enjoy yourself. If you're going on a motorbike, then you have to look at other men's bottoms, you have to dress yourself all up in leather, and you will be killed by somebody driving a car, possibly a convertible. Don't do it. Don't ride a motorbike, any of you. if you live on a tropical island or somewhere like that, then have a moped by all means, but not a motorbike. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you might as well go bloody scuba diving. What a ridiculous way to transport yourself. You want to go down to the shop to get a loaf of bread, and you have to spend 40 minutes putting on all of this bloody bondage gear and this silly hat. Oh, and then what thanks do you get for it? You get killed. Oh, dear. Oh, and I saw another Minge today, says Emma. Well, a car called Minge. I can't believe there's another car called Minge. Emma, you'd love the C70 Volvo we saw the other day, says Karen. I believe Barry made a video out of it. The C70 Volvo convertible is actually a very nice car. I've never had one. I've never actually owned one. I owned an S70, and that was one of my favorite cars. I only bought it to flip it, and I did flip it. Well, I kind of flipped it. It was the longest flip ever. That was a 2-year flip. It's when I had money. I bought this S70 because it was on eBay. And it was local, and it looked like a nice car that was badly advertised. And I kind of hit the jackpot with it because I won the eBay auction. It was an auction, by the way, not a classified. Oh. And sure enough, won the jackpot with it. It was something ridiculous. We're going back a while. I was married, so we're definitely going back a while. And I got it for like 270 quid, something like that. Oh, Jimmy, thank you. Thank you, Jimmy Quinn. Oh, Jimmy's just bung me a fiver on the old PayPal. God bless you, kind sir. And I'd messaged the guy and I was asking about which would be the best train station and bus or, public transport to get there. He said, "Oh, don't worry about that. I'll come and pick you up." So he came and picked me up, and he was driving a brand new Range Rover. And I thought, well, this is a good start. And when we got to his house, which was in between the two restaurants, actually in between Alfreton and Ripley, the house was worth about 2 million quid. I thought, right, this has got to be good. And the car was just superb, absolutely superb. And I smoked it for a while and I loved it. And, but, I was I think I was driving Lexus at the time. I think I had a fleet of Lexus. I had two Soras, I had an RX, I had an LS. And as much as I loved the Volvo, it was a flip car. And I stuck it on eBay and got approached by this guy. If I've told you this before, I apologize. And he was a retired BBC producer. And he'd had an almost identical S70 that he loved. And it had been in an accident, had been written off. And he said, is there any way that we can do a deal on the car? He said, I can't afford to buy it, but I'll be able to buy it when I get my insurance payout. Is there any way that? And he basically he was going to try and borrow some money. He was just a really nice guy, and we chatted a bit. And he was going to try and borrow some money to put down a deposit on it for me to hold it until his insurance money came through and all of that. But we got chatting more generally, and he was having a lot of difficulties because, he was elderly, he was retired, and he didn't have a car at all. What with his being written off, and he was in a bit of a bind. So I said to him, you can have the car, I'll deliver it to you, and just pay me whenever you get the money. And that's what happened. I drove the car down to him. He drove me in it to the train station, and I got the train back home. I didn't take any details from him. He didn't sign anything. I had nothing at all of that nature. We met somewhere. I can't remember where. So, I think we actually met at the train station. He got public transport to the train station. I met him there. He drove the car home. I got on the train and went back. So I didn't even know where he lived. Knew nothing about him. And I just said, "Yeah, just pay me when you get the money." And sod's Lord, it was a really long, drawn out insurance battle. But he paid me. It was 2 years later, but he did pay me every single penny. That was a thing on Facebook. I remember doing a thing on Facebook, saying, right, this is a test of human nature. And I was telling people, this is what I'm doing. I'm delivering this car. I'm not going to take his address. I'm not going to take any details. I'm not taking a penny. I'm just trusting him. I like the guy. He's in a bad situation. It's not his fault. And I'm going to get him out of the shit, and we will see whether I've been stupid or whether it's okay to have faith in your fellow human being. And 9 people out of 10 said you're an absolute twat. A couple of people said, "Oh, fair play to you." But yeah, all came good. All came good. It did take 2 years, but I did get all of the money. Literally 2 years. I'm not exaggerating. I wonder if he's still with us. I wonder if the car's still about. Yeah, it was an S70 in that fabulous shade of sort of turquoise Volvo blue. It was a really nice car. It had a suede Alcantara and leather interior, every toy that you can possibly imagine. And it was just a really great thing to drive. I remember the day I bought it, I picked Mrs. Boaty up from Sheffield railway station. She'd been to a conference, and I remember going, and she loved it as well. It was a great thing. Oh God, look at the time. Time's marching on. Let's get through these comments, and then we can all bugger off, can't we? Oh, we've all got things to do. Oh, glad you like my comments, says Alan. I too have many journey traditions, so I love it when others do too. And you share my little chef love. That's a discussion we need to have in a pub one day. Totally, totally. I could talk about Little Chef forever. I'm even thinking about doing videos of revisiting what used to be Little Chefs, my favorite Little Chefs, and seeing what they're like now. And, trawling the internet for hours and hours and hours to try and find old photos. I've got a Facebook group called Little Chefs Remembered, for exactly that purpose. I've had a good day today, says Neil. Filled the ZTT up, ready for its adventure to Wales on Monday night. Oh, I didn't know about this. Going to Llandudno for a night with Soph, as I'm sabotaging my mum and dad's holiday. Oh, I didn't know you were going to Llandudno. That's brilliant. I bought an LED bulb for my fridge, says Simone. Nearly blinds me when I opened the door. How long does it take you to drive from your house to the restaurants? About 45 minutes is the answer to that. Sometimes it's quicker coming home because there's no traffic and I can drive very illegally, but it's a 45-minute journey. I bought my wife a fridge for a Christmas present once, says Black Lines. You should have seen her face light up when she opened it. Oh, dear. Thinking about fridges, says Emma, just remembering Boaty walking into the fridge doing the live when I was there and complaining, where did that fridge come from? I need to do some highlights of the lives when you were here. Um, yeah, I definitely need to do that. There's going to be some good moments in there, won't there? Boaty, I'll be fine, says Barry. Just last week and hearing the news of father-in-law brought all my own personal past shit back. I was really distraught and didn't realize. Oh, bless you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah, we've all been there, mate. Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's what we're here for. And it's okay if you have a meltdown. God knows I've had one this week. And apologies if that live stream I did was difficult for some of you. Um, that's the issue, I suppose, with doing these irrespective. Maybe I shouldn't have done one that night. So apologies for that. He was shuffling, rammed the fridge, and fell. I vaguely remember that. I don't remember a lot of the live streams, to be honest. I think I was tired and emotional. Oh dear. Oh, well, this is a question. Neil says, Barry, I think we might be off to Barmouth for a bit. It's really nice there. Have you been? It's his favourite place in the world. He goes there every year. He knows it like the back of his hand. I saw the mess from the light fitting, says Emma. Looked like crisps. Looked like crisps. And I assume Boaty had just gone mad with a big bag of Doritos. Oh, Bourton on the water in September for a treat with my girl, says Steve KG. That'll be fabulous. Lovely place. I know it well. Oh, it wasn't me that caused Emma's anxiety and insomnia. She's had it for years. It comes and goes. Oh, apparently it's much worse than Llandudno. Oh dear. Where is a five-star hotel near you, Boaty? I'd rather stay there, says Jimmy Quinn. There's a beautiful hotel not too far from here. I recommend it absolutely. Llandudno was stunning, says Emma. Barry says, next time I should take Emma to Barmouth. I've never been to Barmouth and it's right on my list of places to go. So I would love to go there. And if Emma's up for it, I'd love to go there with Emma. Who smokes a cigar when a plan comes together? Barry or Karen, says Barry Scrotter in an 18 reference. And it's now 34 minutes past. I'm going to have to whiz through these comments and bugger off. I can't read that one. Oh, Sophie's here. Hello, Sophie. Right, I'm going to whiz through these. Hair Dumpy Dump and Mrs. Podger. Oh, I love that. I love that. I want to know how often Mr. Podger podgers Mrs. Podger. Absolutely genuine, says Alan. Mr. and Mrs. Podger, Tim and Lynn, live just outside Dundee. I did have a look for them on Facebook a couple of years back and found them, so it shouldn't be too hard to track their movements. Oh dear. Opened up cars are amazing until someone empties their chamber pot on you. Yeah, that did happen. That did happen. Of course, you can buy Minge as a souvenir of your trip. Good evening.
Hello, Boaty.
Hey, Soph, how are you, darling?
I'm good, thank you. Just thought to give you a call to see how you are.
I'm well, I'm okay, lovely. How are you?
I'm okay. I was just really worried about you the other night.
Yeah, I'm worried about me too. But I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, me and Neil was going out of our minds the other night. We was really worried about you, and we was just really panicking because obviously the way you've been for a couple of days, being down, and you've had a
Yes.
lot going on.
Sorry
But,
about that.
yeah, I'm just glad you're okay now.
It's all a bit scary, to be honest, and I don't know how I'm going to get it sorted. I don't know what's going to happen, but you know,
Yeah. But no, I was going to speak to you as well, but obviously I started Friday at the nursery. As you know, I went to want to do nursery nursing assistant.
Indeed, yeah.
That's what I definitely want to do. Because I couldn't think of what I wanted to do at first. Because I had 3 jobs that I wanted to do. So one was working for the RSPCA, and one was being in retail, and the one was being nursery assistant. And I've not found anything for the nursery, for the RSPCA, sorry. And I haven't found anything for the assistant retail. Hi, Andrew. But yeah, just I've been thinking for a couple of days, and I went in Friday for the first day. Oh my gosh, it is absolutely amazing. I walked out and I was like, I didn't want to leave.
Oh, I knew that would happen. I told you that would happen.
And I had a little when I walked in, I was with the little babies first, so like the little tiny babies. And we were sitting in the on a table, obviously preparing their dinner. And I had white rice with chicken and tomato sauce. So I had one of the little ones, literally wouldn't leave me be for like literally 2 minutes. Everywhere I was walking, he was behind me. He wanted to hold my hand, then he wanted to be picked up, so I had to pick him up. And then I said, come on then, I said, time to have some lunch now, you need some dinner. And then I sat him on the like your chairs in the kitchen, but the smaller ones for the little ones. And I sat him down, and he was like, looking at me to say what's happening in a way, because of obviously being, I think he was like 2, he couldn't speak. I fed him some rice, and bless him, he put it in his mouth and he spat it back out.
I don't blame him.
He was looking at me to go like, oh no, what am I doing? But no, it was absolutely great. And then we put him to sleep in the little baby's room with all the other little ones.
Oh.
It's been absolutely amazing. And then today I've had I don't know what's happened to me since I've come back off holiday. I feel a bit good bit better. And I've actually today have gone out, forced myself to go out and go ring shopping. So I've now got a ring on my finger to prove. Neil has bought me a ring.
Congratulations.
So yeah, I brought that today. Did a bit of shopping, come back and did house cleaning, and I've managed to stay in the flat all day. Well, not all day, but for a little bit in the afternoon till tonight on my own, and I feel okay.
Good girl.
I'm
so glad it went well for you. I'm so glad it went well for you.
But no, I'm looking forward to coming down as always. And obviously Neil's have told you what we're doing, obviously, with his mum and dad, which was a lovely surprise. So I've packed my bag tonight ready for that.
Brilliant. Have an amazing time.
I will. But hopefully we'll see you when we definitely come down as well, because we're coming down, aren't we, on 22nd?
Something around there, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the 22nd. I always keep forgetting. I'm terrible with dates.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Emma, I did show Emma the ring, bless her, she really liked it. And I showed Tracy as well.
Oh, bless you. Oh,
but
well,
no,
it's all good.
I just thought to give you a ring and just tell you obviously how my day's been, because I know you can't really go through all the comments.
Yeah, especially I'm going to have to give up on the comments tonight because it's 20 to 1, isn't it? You guys all need to get off.
Well, I was going to say, do you want me to let you go so you can quick buzz through, and I'll see you and speak to you soon.
I'm going to say good night to everybody. To be honest, I need to get off. I need to sort some bits and pieces. I need to get some supper, and I need to get to bed. So, say good night to everybody.
Good night, everyone, and good night, Boaty.
Good night, my lovely. So glad it went well for you. Love to Neil.
Bye bye. Love to you too. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, darlings, and yeah, honestly, I apologise for missing some of the end of the comments, but you know, it's 20 to 1 in the morning, and it's time we all went to bed, isn't it? It must cost you over 100 quid a week to go to work, Boaty. Yeah, it does. It does. It takes up a bit of fuel. What I could really do with is I could really do with like a mega frugal diesel thing. That's why I swapped wet leg for the diesel 45. That was saving me about £65 a week, just with the economy of the diesel. But yeah, unfortunately, it became broken. And when I had that 200 diesel, that was saving me about £70 a week. So yeah, if I could somehow get my hands on an economical little diesel, that would be a really big help. But we're going to have to leave it there, darlings. We are going to have to leave it there. So. Oh dear. Sorry, there was a couple of messages that just pinged at me there. Right, okay, darling. So apologies for not making it through all of the comments, but it's been so nice being with you again. But you know, you need to go, I need to get off. And yeah, so but I will see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock, half an hour earlier tomorrow, remember? 11 o'clock, Sunday Night Live. Have a great day ahead. Have a safe and peaceful night. Thank you for being here with me. And a massive thank you to all of you for all of your support, whether it's been whatever way it's been. Just thank you for getting me through this week and, you know, making me think that there's a chance I might get through the next couple of months. Oh, God, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, that's it. Okay, darlings, much love from me. See you next time. For you and indeed